Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the midweek technical analysis. I'm your main man, Pips, aka Mr. Levels, aka Hop, aka It's Up There. You know, before I jump into the midweek technicals, let me give a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Nothing that I share during this analysis is for financial advice. It's for educational purposes only. I repeat, this is not financial advice. Anything that I share during this analysis is for educational purposes only. Cool beans, cool beans. All right, guys and ladies, let's jump into the midweek technical analysis. So, looking back at the pre-week analysis, I told you guys that I expected the dollar index to open up one or two ways. I wanted to see us open up and respect the consequent encroachment of this daily fair value gap, which is that yellow line, right? The midway point of the fair value gap or the 50% mark, right? I told you guys if we open up respecting that consequent encroachment, I expected price to push up to the weekly PD array levels, the 62% being first, of course. And if we broke through that, then of course we would expect price to push up to retest the 79% level, right? That was one way I was expecting price to open up, right? The other way I was expecting price to open up was breaking through the consequent encroachment, closing below the consequent encroachment, right? Running the sell side weekly, the weekly sell side liquidity, and then continuing to the upside, right? So as you can see, we opened up Monday, respecting that consequent encroachment. If I take you to the hour time frame, we see right here, Monday when we opened up here. Price opened up, respecting that consequent encroachment, and we pushed higher, right? We did not make it to the weekly PD array levels, right? We quickly broke back beneath the upper level of this fair value gap, right? And then we continued to sell off. We broke below the consequent encroachment here and closed below it. Pulled back up, stayed above consequent encroachment for a few minutes, right? Well, a few hours, right? And then sold back beneath the consequent encroachment, put wicking up above it here and here, right? And then at 10 o'clock Monday morning, we sliced through that lower level of that daily fair value gap and that weekly sell side liquidity, right? Now, this was a move that I was anticipating, right? The run of the weekly sell side liquidity. Go back and watch the pre-week analysis, right? I did not expect us to sell this low. I didn't expect us to come back this low to run these lows here, right? I expected us to run sell side liquidity and start to reprice higher to aim for the weekly PD arrays, right? So all of this right here, I wasn't expecting all of this move right here, like maybe a little bit below the sell side liquidity, like right up in here, maybe. But all of this expansion lower here, I wasn't anticipating, right? But I was bullish overall for dollar this week. Go back and look at the pre-week analysis. I told you guys that overall I wanted to see us I wanted to see the dollar be bullish this week, pushing to the upside to run the weekly buy side liquidity right here, right? So we opened up Monday with Sunday, right? Because this is within Sunday's candle. I'm sorry, right here. This is within Sunday's calendar on Monday's calendar. You got the half of day of Sunday within this Monday daily calendar, right? And that's where we see price wicked up a little bit above that daily fair value gap and then aggressively sold off to the downside, right? And then yesterday and today, the dollar index was aggressively bullish, right? Giving us the retest and run of those weekly PDOA levels, right? And breaking above it and closing above it today, right? So, with that being said, I'm expecting the dollar to remain bullish for the rest of the week. I don't know if we get up to my next point of interest, which is 107.993. Um, Maybe we just run October the 3rd's high, buy side liquidity here, right? And kind of consolidate going into closing Friday. But I am expecting us to remain bullish for the rest of the week because my overall bias for this week was bullish. I expected manipulation to the downside. Go back and watch the pre-week analysis, but I just wasn't expecting this much manipulation to the downside, right? So, that being said, as I said, moving forward for the rest of the week, I expect us to run back. I don't know if, we're going to get manipulated to run back down into yesterday's discount PDRA levels because we have these weekly PDRA levels that we just broke through today. I don't know if the manipulation is going to be strong enough to push us back below those levels to retest yesterday's, today's discount PDRA levels. However, we do have high impacting news drivers coming out tomorrow and on Friday. So those high impacting news drivers could be impactful enough to push us back down through these weekly PDRA levels that we just broke through to retest today's discount PDRA level before continuing higher to close the week. So just keep that in mind. But my bias to close the week for the dollar is still to the upside, bullish, right? Cool beans, cool beans. So with that being said, let's look at our currency pairs. I told you guys um, in the pre-week analysis that I expected us, right, to basically inversely correlate with the dollar, right? Meaning move in the opposite direction of the dollar as Euro USD has the tendency to do, right? So um, I told you guys if the dollar opened up bearish, right, with that downside move, that I expected currencies, euro, the pound, and NZD to open up bullish, right? And vice versa. If the dollar opened up bullish, then I expect the currencies to open up bearish. Well, the dollar opened up bearish, so currencies obviously opened up bullish. We see that we got a good, strong, aggressive bullish day Monday, right? Um, Continued to push up a little bit on yesterday, but um, for the most part, yesterday we had a bearish day. We completely engulfed Monday's bullish candle, right? And today we was bearish as well. Today was a down day for Euro USD as well. Going forward, being that I am bullish for the dollar for the remainder of the week, I am definitely bearish for Euro USD for the remainder of the week, with the weekly discount PD arrays being my point of interest, right? So that's Euro USD. Same thing, excuse me, same thing with GBP USD. Um, I am bullish for the, I'm sorry, I am bearish for the remainder of the week. I would like to see us run the weekly sell side liquidity and possibly run down into this daily volume imbalance right here. That's what we're looking at right here, daily volume imbalance. So I think that the pound could reach down into that daily volume imbalance to close the week, possibly even breaking close below it, and then consolidate going into the week. Going into the close of Friday. NZD USD, I want to see us continue lower. Uh, and I would like to see us run this sell side liquidity from November the 3rd at 0.57406. So that's what I would like to see out of currencies going forward for the rest of the week. Uh, Looking at futures, I told you guys that I expected futures to open up bullish to run into Friday's premium PD array. As a matter of fact, let's just watch a snippet from Friday's. Um, let's watch a snippet from Friday's. I'm sorry, from the pre-week analysis, right? So let's just listen to this. What I wanted to see out of futures opening up for the week. 1 second, let me switch the sell side here from May 24th this year at 41.94 right? I am anticipating a pullback up into Friday's premium PD array level, right? So if the dollar opens down, that could be enough to see us up into that premium PD array level. See us low. That's exactly what I'm expecting out of ES opening up. Back up to Friday's premium price. Excuse me, guys. On continuing lower, or price opens up and just drops lower out the gate without even giving us a retracement. Two ways. Either way, as long as we stay below 5 days premium PDOA levels, I'm expecting a bearish week out of ES this week. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can't get any clearer than that. So, with that being said, let me switch back. All right, all right. So, that's what I wanted to see out of ES opening up, and that's exactly what we got. Price pulled up into Friday's premium PD arrays, right? We closed below both levels on Friday. I'm sorry, on Monday and Tuesday. And you can see today we just blow through Friday's sell side liquidity. And we came down to that level that I was pointing out in the pre-week analysis when I first started playing the video, that level of 4194.75. We hit that today. So, hey, you can't, you don't get too much better than that as far as a pre-week analysis and prediction. So, yeah, man, I hope you guys follow along and take notes and just follow my analysis out through the week and just see just how accurate or inaccurate my weekly reviews are. So with that being said, going forward for futures, I want to see us continue lower. This is my next point of interest for ES, right below these fairly equal lows right here, right? Down into this blue shaded area, right? That's my next point of interest. So we're talking about sell side liquidity at 41.34. That's my next point of interest to the downside for ES. And last but not least, NQ gave us a bit more manipulation to the upside than ES. As you can see, this is Friday's price range. Those premium PD arrays would be around here, right? If I throw that fib on there, I'll throw that fib on there. See those PD array levels is right here, 79%, 62% right here, right? 62, 79. We see price on yesterday went well above those PD array levels, but what did price go up to? The weekly 62% weekly premium PD array level. Went up, kissed it, right? What's also inside of that area that price wicked up into? A daily fair value gap right here, right? Price wicked up in there. We closed yesterday way below the level, right? Um, and below the daily PD array level as well, 79% right here, right? And we see today price melted away. We fell through the floor, blew right through Friday's sell side liquidity, blew through the monthly sell side liquidity, which we had already came down and wicked that uh, sell side liquidity right here on Monday, right? But today we just blew through it, coming all the way back down inside of this daily fair value gap right here, right? And we sorry, let me check some. I think that's a weekly fair value gap. Yes, this is a weekly fair value gap. I knew it was looking a little off on the daily time frame. I was like, nah, that's bigger than a daily fair value gap. That must be a week. So yeah, weekly fair value gap, right? And as you can see today, um, when price opened back up for the Asian markets, we opened below consequent encroachment. Um, my next area of my next point of interest for NQ to the downside is this sell side liquidity at 13,900, right? This low right here. That's my next point of interest. Being that we opened up below consequent encroachment of that weekly fair value gap, I think that we're going to continue to run lower because if price was going to push back up to the upside, I think we would have opened above that consequent encroachment of that weekly fair value gap to run us back up into this premium price level of this daily range from today's range. But we opened below the weekly, below the consequent encroachment of the weekly fair value. Now we still could wick back up. I'm sorry, we still could price back up to those daily PD array levels and continue lower, but I'm just staying on the side of order flow and um the way price is moving now. I'm thinking that we continue lower to run this sell side liquidity, and then we may swing back up higher from here, right? Now, this is just my analysis. Price could play out and do whatever it wants to do, and it's going to do whatever it wants to do. But this is my analysis on where I think and where I am anticipating price to go moving forward for the rest of the week. So, with that being said, man, as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are gaining any value from these reviews whatsoever, feel free to like, share, and most of all, subscribe. It really helps out a lot. Um, and if you guys are interested in, my private Telegram group, you can join that by going to precisionpipsllc.com and clicking on the menu button in the top right hand corner on your mobile device. Scroll down to register and scroll down to the silver package. The silver package is $150 a month, and you have access to my private Telegram group. You have access to me one on one in the Telegram chat, and you also have access to a plethora of other financial information that I pay monthly subscriptions for. And you also get access to a community of traders who have been under my tutelage for 2 years or more. So, with that being said, as always, I appreciate you guys coming out tonight, tuning in, getting this knowledge, and empowering yourselves. Let your family and friends know you love them while they still here, please. And as always, peace and love, everybody. You know